Okay, day 187. This is part two. I'm ready to tell everyone what Fuqra means. Jamaat al-Fuqra, the Pakistani extremist group that's in the United States with the 22 training camps. Jamaat al-Fuqra means poor. So in the Pakistani form of Arabic, it means group of the poor. But it really means something a little bit more subtle than that. Actually, it means group of the disenfranchised, like the poor because something was taken away from you. And I can guarantee you that Graham Fuller knows very well that that's exactly what it means. He's a very incredible sociologist and anthropologist. He's in choosing these names. There's a very good planning. But it's the people of the Muslim world that didn't get to cash in on the oil. But we're all brothers in the Muslim Brotherhood. But some of us were fortunate because Allah ordained the oil and so forth for our future. But some of us are poor because the Americans disenfranchised and the British disenfranchised us from it. That's the general rhetoric. If you go to the 22 centers in the United States that are Jamaat al-Fuqra training camps, you're going to hear that rhetoric. Now, Gulen schools is not going to be so much, because Gulen school is just really a weeder process. They're trying to see who's going to be a doctor, who's going to be a lawyer, who's going to be a psychologist, and who's going to go to the training camp. It's basically like, community college, if you don't make med school. So that's kind of the process. Now, I wanted to say, Rolling Stone's doing a hit piece right now. 2 reporters are going around to all the places that ever interviewed me and so forth. And I'm going to be one of 3 or 4 people they cite as, hey, he's inciting violence against innocent Muslim people. And I'm not. As you know, I defended a Muslim kid in Portland. It was one of the fake crime things that Andrew McCabe set up. It was 3 years. They spent 3 informants. They illegally wiretapped the kid. They built the bomb for the kid, and then eventually, put him in jail for 30 years. So I was the guy leading the charge, trying to get that kid off because of the illegal tactics used by Andrew McCabe in the counterterrorism division of the FBI. So I want to get that straight. But I did have to publish the dates of birth and the social security numbers of 3 of the people that were involved in the conspiracy in safe houses in Virginia. And I did that this morning, Soraya Begum, and I did Abid Awan, who I believe is also Omar Awan, and Imran, maybe all 3 may be the same person. And I also had to publish the social security number of the father, who I believe was involved in the ISI and DynCorp. I went 187 days trying to sound the alarm to Andrew McCabe, and I was ignored. Andrew McCabe has not called me once. No one from the FBI has called me once. So I have a citizen's choice left now after a year of making a video every day, 4 or 5 videos sometimes. I've been completely ignored by the FBI. And it's time now where I have to take action as a citizen, half year into this, where I published the names this morning. You'll see I published all the social security numbers. I associated them with all the addresses. And when I talked to Jerome Corsi today, I don't want other journalists and so forth to think, oh, he's a shock journalist. He goes up anywhere and knocks on the door where everybody has all the guns and triple murders and double murders. I don't want anybody to think I'm a shock journalist. I'm not. I'm very data driven, very public sources, very much like Gary Webb, and that's what I want to communicate. Today's an exception, Jerome, not really the rule. I usually quote Pulitzer Prize winners, the Carol Leonigs, talking about prowler teams at the Secret Service, that sort of thing, or Seymour Hersh, red line to rat line about the stingers and the sarin gas, or Mazzetti from the New York Times. So that's version 2, Jamaat al-Fuqra, group of the poor.